Would you all please stand up, please? Thank you. Would you like to take your seats? Thank you. And can I ask the bridal party to take their seats as well? Thank you very much. Well, welcome along to this amazing venue and for this amazing day. We're going to have a fantastic time. And this has been a joy so far to be part of your wedding, and it's going to be a great day, and we're all looking forward to it. And you look great, both of you. You look really good. Now, I'm going to ask, I'd like to welcome everybody who's come from all over the place. Lots of people from England have come from Britain, from all over the place, and Gibraltar, of course, as well as Spain. And so we welcome you in Tenerife as well. Lots of people here today, and it's really great to see you all. We're going to have a fantastic time. And first of all, first question to ask is just to say to you all that we've been doing a marriage course, haven't we? We dealt with all the marriage issues in 1 hour course. So if anybody wants to see me afterwards, we'll deal with your marriages as well, that's fine. But we had a good time together, we had some good fun, and I'm going to miss meeting up with you. It's been great. Now the first question today is to ask who gives Penny to Richard today? Thank you. Thank you very much. You can sit down, that's all you have to do, thank you. Okay, we're going to take the wedding vows now, and I'm going to start with you, Richard, and just repeat after me. Penny, I take you to be my wife from this time onward. To join with you and to share all that is to come. To be your faithful husband. To give and to receive. To speak and to listen. No, I was expecting it the other way around, but I knew it was going to be a fun one. This. Shall I do that? Shall I ask that one again? No. Okay. A commitment made in love.
A commitment made in love.
Kept in faith.
Kept in faith.
And eternally made new.
And eternally made new.
Whatever lies ahead.
Whatever lies ahead.
We will face together.
We will face together.
Distance may test us for a time.
Distance may test us for a time.
And time may try us. But if we look to each other first, we will always see a friend.
If we look to each other first, we will always see a friend.
Penny, look to me for all the days to come.
Penny, look to me for all the days to come.
I take my place as your husband. Now it's your turn. Okay. No, you're okay, don't worry. I'll help you out. I'll give you a word. Richard, I take you to be my husband from this time onward. join with you and to share all that is to come, to be your faithful wife, to give and to receive, to speak and to listen, to inspire and to respond. A commitment made in love, kept in faith, and eternally made new. Whatever lies ahead, we will face together. Distance may test us for a time, and time may try us. But if we look to each other first, we will always see a friend. Richard, look to me for all the days to come. Today I take my place as your wife. Brilliant, well done. Okay, now it's the best man's turn now, so we need the ring for Penny, please. Okay, Richard, repeat after me. Penny, this ring I give to you as a token of my love and devotion to you.
I give you this ring.
I pledge to you all that I am,
I pledge to you all that I am,
and all that I will ever be as your husband.
and all that I will ever be.
With this ring I gladly marry you and join my life to yours.
With this ring, I gladly marry you and join my life.
Are you doing a Spanish side? Yeah. Okay, then. Well. Okay.
Well, holding that.
Okay, we need the ring for Richard now. Okay, Penny, repeat after me. Richard, this ring I give to you as a token of my love and devotion to you. Yeah. I pledge to you all that I am, and all that I will ever be as your wife. With this ring I gladly marry you and join my life to yours.
With this ring,
I gladly marry you and join my life to yours. Well done. May I pronounce you husband and wife. I was going to say you may kiss each other, but they've already started. There we go, yeah. That's it for the ceremony side of things, but if you want to, we're going to play some music. If you want to come and say hello and congratulate them on their new life as a married couple, then come up and say hello now. And then the best man will be with us in a moment to explain what's going to happen next. So thank you very much.
Cheers, Tom.
Jovi,
Treba mi troje, da ti vstopi
Cuando se marea dolores, cuando se quema la dolores, cuando se inmala su vela, cuando se inmala dolores, cuando se inmala dolores, cuando se inmala dolores, cuando se inmala su vela, cuando se inmala dolores.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Penny and Richard. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham. Let me introduce you to our cellist of the night, Masha.
relatives, many who have travelled a long way to be here today. And Richard and Penny have worked so hard to make this a wonderful day for all of us. Oh, I can't read it.
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Thank you all for coming to celebrate this very special day.
Thank you, Angelina. So, can you all guys on the naughty tables at the back hear me okay? Very good. Okay, so, thanks all for coming. My name is Asif Ahmed. Now, I know that I look a little bit local, but I actually come from Leicestershire, in the UK. Now, looking around the room, I see a few confused faces. Why? For the record, no, I didn't have Penny when I was very young. No, I'm not her Asian godfather. And no, Penny is not my albino daughter. As a long-time friend of the family, I've been given this huge honour of giving Penny away today. And on behalf of her father, Doug, who is no longer with us, sadly. I knew Doug well, and I can only guess at how proud you would have been today on your wedding day. If my speech could be a tenth as good as you are beautiful today, we'll be doing okay.
Did you write that before you saw me?
Oh no, it's well scripted. So, I'd like to make a start with an extra and unusual thank you. Firstly, to the Guardia Civil. Oh yes, the guys in green. The Guardia Civil for letting us cross the border without too much delay while we're here in Gibraltar. The Guardia Civil showed they have heart today, and in doing so reflected the warmth and welcome that we associate with the Spanish people. And indeed, for helping our best man out, Nick, in his hour of need, and not for arresting any of us on the stag do. Muchas gracias. Viva la España. On behalf of the bride and groom, Penny's mum Linda, Alan and Pauline Buckingham, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you all for celebrating with us today, this very special occasion. I'd also like to thank everyone that's travelled from afar and everyone that's been involved in making today possible. To the bridesmaids for looking after Penny, a special thank you to Vicky, to Nick, the best man, for presenting a soberish groom, and also a special thank you to Gusto and the team at Canchados. Although I've never been married and I don't have a daughter, I've known Penny ever since I was in my early teens. Many of them. But today I feel privileged, like many of you here today, to call her a close friend. I've always thought that your friends are like the family that you choose. And you've always been like a little sister to me. Over the years, I was fortunate enough to spend time with Doug. And we went back to the UK, he was on business, and he became a friend, a mentor, and gave us lots of sound advice. I often miss him, and I think like many here that he is often missed. I always smile when I think back to the good times when we'd meet in a country pub, share a wine, and put the world to rights. I remember clearly the day that he spoke to me about you two getting married. Now, this became more of an intense grilling. In fact, it was quite an interrogation. Why? Because he loved his daughter. Doug had me tell him everything I knew about you, Richard. And Rich, honestly mate, I held some of it back. The worst of it did not pass my lips. However, I did have a much longer chat with your best man, Nick. I think the truth is, once the reality had sunk in that Doug's little princess was now all grown up and found that very special Mr. Right to settle down with, he was truly over the moon. He even started planning a wedding and looking at venues that he knew. And he's probably didn't think they would have been for the longest engagement ever in history. I also questioned Doug about what to say. Although he didn't praise you enough, his generation aren't like that. But he was, oh so very proud of you, of all your achievements, and delighted in the way you handle yourself in your day-to-day life, in your education, your career, and he would have been thrilled with you to see the woman you've become today. I first met Penny around 20 years ago. We grew up together, and I watched her grow from the little sweet girl I first met at high school. She spoke perfect English, Spanish, loved dogs, horse riding, and liked listening to Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins. Back then, she wore odd grunge outfits, including bright red velvet flares, Doc Marten boots, and para boots, strangely. I know it's hard to connect her with this post-grunge vision that has become the beautiful bride you see before you today. All those years ago, I never imagined that you would still even be friends today. Well, you don't, do you, when you're in your teens? And that the pleasure of making a speech at her wedding would fall to me. When she asked me to give her away at a wedding, well, I made a joke of it. But many pages. But deep down, I really was touched. And it's been an absolute privilege to do this for you guys today. Indeed, to be in part of your lives for all these years. I've always enjoyed the really good times that we've had over the years. And in some ways, thinking back, I suppose I had a father figure role in your life. My family home in Loughborough was just round the corner from Penny and Sarah's flat. Where's Sarah? Good memories. And I had to go around in the morning, make sure she got up, got fed, drove to school most days, and that's mainly because my mum thought she was always too lazy to walk to school, or maybe we could put it down to those para boots she used to thump around in. I can even recall fondly taking her to her first day at university, and then she wouldn't let me leave. There are just so many memories from a lifetime of friendship. In fact, there is indeed lots of material that is more suited to a best man speech. However, I value my life, so I'm going to move on swiftly. On a more serious note, I've always felt extremely proud of Penny. She has lots of qualities that I admire. You're hardworking, intelligent, caring, loyal and loving. But the quality of hers I probably admire the most is her determination not to settle for anything less than perfection. She always sets out her mind, often changing her mind by the minute and the hour. But this is truly to achieve exactly what she wants to achieve and to reach her goal. A good example of this is when she left a very well-paid job in the UK to go back to uni, to move back to Tenerife, to be close to her mum and dad, and set up some successful businesses, and now working as a high flyer for William Hill. How many people are here from William Hill? Now, moving on to Richard. What can I actually really say?
That's nice.
I've been good friends now with Richard for the best part of 16 years. Good and bad. But to be honest with you, from day one, I knew that Richard was a kind, hard-working gentleman. What is he right there? Gentleman. And a bit of a lunatic when he's had a few drinks, as quite a few of you all well know. To Today is meant to be an opportunity for us to welcome Rich into the family, but the reality is he's been a big part of this family for many years. I think that you've been with Penny and you've known her for long enough so you know what you're letting yourself in for. So, to be honest, I've got no sympathy for you whatsoever. I have no doubt that you are that very special person in our life and that you both deserve to be together. I've had the privilege of watching their relationship blossom over the years. I've watched them get engaged many years ago and set up home together, and I couldn't think of a better, more suitable person to look after Penny and for them to spend the rest of their lives together. For the close, I've droned on long enough. I'm sure you guys are probably ready to eat, but I've created something. So when the father of the bride makes a speech, he's supposed to offer some sort of parting advice. So I've concocted the recipe of love, which consists of 1 pint of trust, a dash of caring, 2 cups of understanding, 2 spoonfuls, a pint. 2 spoonfuls of shared secrets, 1 cup of mutual affection, a sprinkle of respect, some listening and common interests, and throw in a whole lot of fun and good times. And a crate of wine. And a crate of wine. With that in mind, I know that Richard has chosen well, and I believe that Penny has too. I wish them well for a long, happy and prosperous future together, and I can't stress enough how proud I am today and how good it is that all of you can be here with us today. So, once again, I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. The food is about to be served. Bon appetit, but before we serve dinner, ladies and gentlemen, can you please all be upstanding? It is now, with great pleasure, I propose a toast to the happy couple. Please raise your glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham! I'm Matthew Barney. Thank you and good night.
Words from a few different people. So I'd like to welcome up Alan, father of the groom.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I've been asked to say a few words. And now, hello, my own Penny. Too long a visit. It's my privilege, actually, to officially invite her into my family. The only problem is it's been a very torturous route. When they got engaged in Rome, very nice. They told me they didn't get married. They said, well, I'd like to go and visit the venues. The venues. They have been Tenerife, the UK, France, Spain. Would you believe it? We have at last reached our goal. But this is my privilege, actually, to say, welcome, Penny. Welcome to our family. And thank you very much for marrying my son. Before I finish, my toast is to Penny Buckingham. Please raise your glasses to Penny. I'm now going to pass you over to Vicky, who's going to say a few words.
I love you, Doug. That's all right. Go on!
I was expecting that was going to be a little bit longer, and I was sitting there going, oh my God, I'm going to cry, and now I'm going to cry. So you just have to bear with me while I don't have any peanuts. Thank you. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Vicky. I've been friends with Penny since I was 17, and next month I will be 35. So it's quite a long time, really. I want to say how honoured I am that Penny asked me. Sorry. To be her maid of honour. And I just want to say you look amazing, and you look so happy, and I'm so happy you're here. Kate, where are you? I'm going to need you. We went to college in an A-level law lecture. We went on to have a multitude of adventures together, which I'm not going to tell you about because it made me look bad as well. After college, we both went... excuse me, bear with me just 1 second. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
After college, we both went our separate ways to university. Penny went to Nottingham and I went to Plymouth, of all places. And we kind of lost touch for a couple of years. A few years later, due to the wonders of the little used now, friends reunited, we got back in touch, and life continued better and more enriched by the support and friendship we have. Over the last 12 years, we've kept in touch on the phone and the fabulous Skype, and have seen each other in person really only a handful of times, and fabulous times they were. But despite this, Penny has been a huge influence in my life, and she's always been there for me through good times and bad, and I hope that she knows that even though we live, and I have checked, 1,679.4 miles apart, I will always be there for her. Bit of a quote, I know it's a bit cheesy, but Oscar Wilde once wrote that bigamy is having one wife too many, and monogamy is the same. But I don't think he would ever have said this if he'd known Penny. She's twice the woman I could ever be, and more than Richard could ever hope for. And if you ever do anything to her, I will find you. What can I say about Richard? You are a sweetheart, and you have supported Penny through all sorts of ups and downs. Ultimately, when we are 1 hour into a 2-hour chat on Skype, you top up her wine for her. On a serious note, it is very obvious that you love Penny very much, and I'm so glad that she will always have someone with her who will encourage her to be herself and to follow her dreams. There are a billion people on the planet, but in a marriage you're promising to care about everything. That's not alcoholic. Okay, there are a billion people on the planet, but in a marriage you're promising to care about everything. The good things, the bad things, the terrible things, the mundane things, All of it, all of the time, every day. You're saying your life will not go unnoticed because I will notice it. Your life will not go unwitnessed because I will be your witness. And that is marriage. Now, can I invite you all to stand and raise your glasses and a toast to Penny and Rich, Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham, and wish them love, laughter and happily ever after. To Penny and Rich. And I really should do this in Spanish, but I didn't practice, so I'm not going to. I want to pass you over to one of the bridesmaids and to Ari, who's going to say something in Spanish.
I'm sorry, I speak in Spanish because I can't English. If anyone want to translate? Penny y Richard, a los dos los conocí de la misma manera, hablando por señas. Nos supimos entender y nos hicimos grandes amigos. A Penny la conozco desde niña y nunca hablamos de casarnos. Creo que nunca pensamos que algún día lo haríamos, porque no sabíamos que encontraríamos a alguien que nos hiciera tan feliz. Pero esa persona llegó, Richard. Después de 14 años juntos, no puedo imaginarlos a uno sin el otro. Los conozco a los dos y puedo decir que aunque son dos personas muy diferentes, se complementan, se quieren, se cuidan como nadie. Son una familia. Eso no va a cambiar porque se hayan casado. Ya lo eran y lo seguirán siendo. Lo único que será diferente es que todos, ellos y nosotros, tendremos en la memoria este regalo, el recuerdo de celebrar su amor. Después de años de compromiso y 1000 planes de boda diferentes, desde un castillo, la playa o su propia casa, por fin se han casado. Y hemos tenido la suerte de ser parte de esta preciosa celebración. Yo casi no llego y perdérmela no me lo habría perdonado nunca. Gracias Penny, gracias Richard, por ser tan grandes, tan especiales, tan generosos, por estar siempre ahí. Les quiero. Son los mejores amigos del mundo. ¡Viva los novios! ¡Viva los novios! ¡Viva los novios! ¡Viva los novios! ¡Que se besen! ¡Que se besen! Spanish is typical thing.
Because these are two of my favourite people in the world, and I love both of them very much, and I know you love them too. And today I'm so happy to be here. I thought this would never take place. I really did. I thought this would never take place. We've been pushing them for years to actually make it legal and tie the knot. They've been through lots of up and downs, but they're here today. They're here as a couple and they're here as a married couple, and I'm so delighted to be here, and thank you very much for all giving us your support, and I'm delighted for Richard and Penny. I think we should raise our glasses to Richard and Penny and for the future. Thank you.
crew. Okay. On behalf of my wife and I, oh how I've been waiting to say that. I've also been wanting to buy a filet fish. However, that's another story. I know, that was just for you, sweetie. We'd like to thank you all for coming and sharing our special day with us. I know that many of you have travelled from far and wide to be here today, and it's great to see so many friends and family here in one place. I can honestly say, without you here, it would not have been the same. Today has been the best day of my life and one of the most surreal experiences ever. I'm overwhelmed, knowing that I'm now finally married to the love of my life. Go on then. And as if standing in front of you here today and speaking isn't bad enough, I've still got to stand up and dance in front of you all as well. On a serious note, unfortunately, it's not been possible for everyone to be here with us today. But I know that they're here with us in spirit, and they're not only in our thoughts today, but more importantly, they're here with us in our hearts and minds. So, with that in mind, would you please all stand and raise your glasses to join me in a toast to all absent and lost friends and family.
Richard, Benny.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd also like to say a big thank you to Linda. And I've never really had a chance to thank you properly. So thank you very much. Thank you for raising a beautiful daughter who's intelligent, but also sometimes a little bit stubborn. I'd also like to say thank you to Doug for giving me his blessing for her hand in marriage. And I can tell you that her happiness is the most important thing to me in the world. And her happiness is the most important thing in the world to me. And I promise you both very much that I'll make you proud. But for as much as I'd like to say thank you, I'd also like to say happy birthday to Linda, whose birthday is on Monday. So, Steph, flowers, thank you. Aha! Oh, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Linda, and happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda. Happy birthday to you. Now I can't let this opportunity go without saying a thank you to my mum and dad for their love and support over the years and for also welcoming Penny into the family. You've always been there for me when I needed you, and you've got me through a few scrapes along the way. I feel extremely lucky to have such wonderful parents, and you both taught me very, very much. You've also encouraged me along the way to make the most of every opportunity I ever had. It must be hard to come to terms with the fact you've raised a perfect son, but here I am. And I probably don't say this often enough, but I love you both very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding. I'd like to propose a toast to all our mums and dads. Mums and dads. Now, there's an unwritten rule of wedding etiquette that states nobody should look more handsome than the groom today. And I'd like to thank Nick and all the other groomsmen for sticking to that rule. Thank you very much. And apart from my wife, there are 6 other beautiful ladies here today. I'm sure everyone will agree to you all that they look absolutely stunning. Thank you for all your help and being there for my pen. So please, again, join me in a toast to all the bridesmaids. And you will be drunk by the end of the speech, I promise. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife. I think I'm going to enjoy getting to say that word. Thank you for agreeing to marry me and making me the happiest man in the world. I'd also think you'll agree she looks absolutely gorgeous and stunning today. And when she walked down that aisle, seriously, well, half of you said, like, oh, I was blubbing. Yeah, she was amazing, she was gorgeous. And baby, you did take my breath away. I'm kind of ad-libbing and adding as I'm going. They say you don't marry someone you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without. And I think that sums us up perfectly. I intend to spend the rest of my life making sure she's the happiest girl in the world. I know that Penny's put a huge amount of effort into making today perfect. More than me, by the way. And I think that she has done that and more. Having lived with Penny for a number of years now, I've learned a valuable lesson. 13. When I'm wrong, admit it. When I'm right, keep quiet. Well, suffice to say, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the most important toast I'm ever likely to make to my beautiful wife and bride, to Penny. Okay, now to the best man, Nick. Nick, thank you for being my best man. However, enough of the soppy stuff. There's something I need to make you aware of. Nick suffers from a strange condition that occasionally causes him to drift off into strange flights of fantasy. He's been known to make up factitious stories, absolutely believing them to be true. Now, I don't want you to go upsetting him, so if you can please bear with him and join him on his journey of make-believe, I would really appreciate it. So, without further ado, I'd like to hand you over to Nick.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure by this stage in the night you're all speech fatigued out, so I'll try and keep it short, and after recent events that shouldn't be a problem. They do say every cloud has a silver lining. We help the local miscreants and you all get the abridged version, so let's try and keep it short and sweet. Firstly, thank you for all coming together today to celebrate the marriage of Penny and Rich. I couldn't be happier to be stood here as Rich's best man. I think we can all agree it's been quite a long journey. We've seen a number of venues through different countries. What is it now, 3 or 4 countries? But we finally made it, so thank you very much to you both. I'd like to first of all start with thanking the bridesmaids. I've not been to a wedding where I've seen such 6 such stunning women all supporting the bridesmaids, and thank you for helping to make Penny look so beautiful for this special day. I will say that thank you to the groomsmen. After the stag do, my mates think you're all sober, but thank you for making the effort and staying sober so far. That's it, that's the only reference, I assure you. I have had many warnings about not to mention stuff. On a slightly sadder note, it's a real shame that Doug couldn't be here today. Although I didn't get to know him that well, I know from the few conversations that we had that he would have been so proud just to see how radiant you look, Penny, on this special day. If only you could have been here to see it, you know. That's all I'm going to say.
I'd also like to mention Richard's grandparents, who would have been chuffed to stand here with me as well and watch this momentous occasion. They didn't quite believe you'd ever get here, if I'm going to be honest, so well done for proving them wrong. Got to say, well done.
My pleasure.
Right, let me start by saying I've known Richard for 25 years, so I'm as surprised as anyone that he still asked me to be his best man. There's been ups and downs, and to be here now, really, it's a testament of our friendship, I think. But a little bit of history. We moved into the same street in Stafford 25 years ago almost. Same time, went to the same school. We walked to school every day together. Afterwards, we always started the evening or the weekend by coming to call for the one or the other, and then we'd go and seek out trouble. Without fail, we would find trouble, no matter where it was. I'm sure Alan and Pauline realised their mistake quite soon after telling me, stop ringing the bell, just let yourself in. I think it was a few years back when you said, did you mishear us? Did you think we said move in? Because you were there that often. But yeah, thank you both for your hospitality as kids. You know, you always made me feel welcome and part of the family. So I've shared that many experiences with Rich. We started out as children, we'd be out on the bikes, we'd do camping trips, we'd be on Cannock Chase. We've run rugby clubs together, we've done rugby tours together. We've seen it all, we've seen many countries. As we went on later on, there were the fireworks shows that we put on for the local residents and the bonfires. I don't think they were quite as pleased as we were, seeing as none of them were at bonfire night. But, you know, we got some fun out of it, so, you know, it all worked out. I've been to many places with Rich, as I say. Legal, some of them could be technically called trespassing. I'm not admitting to any of them officially, as I don't think the warrants have run out yet. But, you know, I didn't say this, I wasn't there. Rich was, by the way. Rich was always there for me when my relationships went pear-shaped, and I like to think that I would have been there for him if he'd have had any success. And I do mean any success with the ladies. But, you know, it's worked out in the end. If I didn't get one boo, it was going to be wrong. It was Rich that I did a parachute jump 10 years ago with, and I defy anybody that does a parachute jump and watches their best mate fall out of a plane at 30,000 feet. You know, that's one of the enduring memories that I'll always take with me. But one of the best memories that I've got is a night in Paris in a hotel room, just me and you. It was a good night. Right, I need to clarify here, this was a school trip and it was separate beds, okay? There was absolutely nothing going on. But we moved into, well, we got into our hotel room, and we soon worked out that if we went out of our window, we could get out without going past the teachers and go and visit the nightlife of Paris. So we spread the word around. And sooner or later, there's a procession of 9 or 10 people knocking on our door, wondering how they get out of the hotel without getting caught. Now, obviously you're all listening to some schoolboy hijinks now. In my mind, this was akin to the Great Escape. We had Charlie Tunnel, we had fake IDs for everybody, and we were leading people to their freedom. Anyway, so we saw these 9 or 10 people, they went out the window, no problems, no accidents, and then we had the teachers banging on the door, wondering what was going on. They must have thought there was something fishy. So we open the door, and they look in the room, and they look at me and Rich, and they're just confused. They can't understand where all these people went, and there's no party going on. So kind of out of malice, they lifted the beers that we were currently drinking, and wandered off happy that they'd done their job, they'd confiscated beer and there was no problems. No sooner had they closed the door, Rich opened the door to the bathroom, got 2 of the cold beers out of the bath that we'd been chilling for the last half an hour, and raised a toast to the teachers and the warm beers that they were celebrating with. I can tell you that just signifies me and Rich against the world. Never have 2 people stood in one hotel room together as friends, completely as friends, feeling so smug with themselves that not only have they helped their mates, but they'd also got one over on the authorities. And if you're wondering, we didn't drink too much. You know, we were still sensible schoolboys. Kind of. Watching Rich trying to clamber out the window at 2 o'clock, all pissed. I had to save his life. That's all I'm saying. I was also there when Rich first moved in with Penny. And what a day that was. We packed everything he owned into his little car and we drove down to his new house. And I've got to say, Rich, when I saw Penny, I thought she was too good for you. I still think she's too good for you. How the hell you have managed to persuade her otherwise, I have no idea. But well done for doing it. You're a lucky man, Rich. You married Penny. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's giving, she's loving. She deserves a good husband. But you got there first, so thank God for that. Now, don't worry, I'm getting to the end. All I will say is that I've watched Rich and Penny build their life together. It started in Nottingham, it moved to Tenerife, and now it's in Soto. You look around the environment we've got, the friends that they've got, and you've got to ask yourself, what more do they need? You know, with nothing else, this would set them on for a life together, until Penny says otherwise. Nobody else could stand here, Rich, and possibly be prouder to stand here and represent you as your best man. I swear to you, thank you on the best day or the most important day of your life. Thank you for this, and I truly wish you both the happiest life together ever. Maybe not for the last time, but please, everybody be standing for a final toast to Penny and Rich. Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham.
Okay.
Right, Penny and Rich, your last duties, well, not quite your last duties, but you need to cut the cake, so if you'd like to make your way up. Rich, don't force it in.
No need for spotlight.
Right, I'll hand you. See, that was your effort. That was the applause that you received for that effort, Rich. Yeah. Right, let's see if a baby can do any better. Rich?
Okay, for as much as this is our special day, there's a little lady here who's also celebrating her first birthday. To be fair, Vicky and Chris have been absolute amazing people in helping us arrange this wedding. And they found out that Bonnie's birthday was on the same day of our wedding. No worries, no problems, no hassles. Go ahead with your wedding, it doesn't matter. But to be fair, we'd just like to do a little thing for Bonnie too. It's her first birthday, just for something for you to remember it by. So, Bonnie, Vicky, Chris, please come up. And cut your cake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bonnie. Happy birthday to you. Anyone want another speech? Yes! Come on, Ian. Come on, Ian. Come on, Ian. He promised he'll keep it to 2 minutes. Come on, Ian. He didn't know anything about this, by the way.
You alright, Paul? Come on, Ian, we love you. It's on a costume to public speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've had a microphone thrust in my hand at last minute's notice, and I need to make something up on the fly for about the next 2 minutes and see how it goes. So I'd like to thank Rich for asking me to do this. I'd like to ask Penis for asking me to do this. Sorry, Penny.
We all do now! We know!
Who here speaks Spanish? What is Spanish for? What is penne? It means penis, apparently. And that's why she's been called it for the best part of 20 years. So, my wife and I've been friends with Penny since we lived together at university in Loughborough. How long ago was this? 15 years ago. So Penny wasn't even a student, and I was a stupid, ridiculous, retarded, drunken, rugby-playing muppet. So...
And he still is.
So Penny taught me much about what it is to be a man. When it came to alcohol, when it came to other
shenanigans,
substances, when it came to many, many things in which, because I was drug tested as an international athlete, I used to have to go and sit in my bedroom when she was in the living room doing things that were completely innocuous. Yeah. So, I have not said anything wrong, in my head anyway, but the first time I've only seen Penny and Rich a couple of times in the last 13 years, and she's been one of my closest friends that whole time. I was with Vicky via Skype, via Friends Reunited, via Facebook, all these things. And one of the things that makes Penny and Rich so special for me, and the reason why, I mean, of all the people we lived with at university, I'm here, they're not, we have been friends so long. And when my wife and I were on an 11-hour car journey from Lisbon yesterday, it wasn't meant to go that way, trust me. We flew from Dubai to Lisbon and thought that 600 kilometers from Lisbon to Soto Grande would be 5 or 6 hours. We started driving at 4:30 p.m. and we arrived at 4 a.m. That couldn't have gone worse. So my wife asked me, why are we doing this again? This is a lot of effort. And I said that of all the people I know, Penny and Rich are amongst the 3 or 4 people that I would fly around the world to see. I would fly around the world to help them, drop everything, do whatever I would need to do, just to be there on their very, very special day. And everyone chooses different paths in life, and they have chosen theirs, and theirs is a beautiful path. And I couldn't be happier for both of them. My God, it's taken forever. Shit, I went to visit them when she was at Nottingham Trent in like the year 2000 or whatever it was. So I'm thrilled for both of them, and it's awesome that everybody's here, and for all the people that I've seen for the first time in 15 freaking years, it is brilliant to be here. So,
Where are your shoes?
my shoes are here. You gave me size 14 feckin' boats, you pair of
Muppets. Size 14, I'm size 10. I could paddle across the Mediterranean in these. Either way, everybody, you don't need to stand again. These two are awesome, and they thank you, and I thank you, and I thank them for meeting me at 4 a.m. this morning, and enjoy my massively comic, stupid shoes of ridiculousness.
High five.
Yeah, high freaking five. Thank you, everybody. Find your alcohol. Get on it. Goodbye.
I'm not wearing the shoes, I'm going to kill myself. So yeah, that's what I'm
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big good time. If you're gonna celebrate good times, come on. Come on. Celebrate good times, come on. Here we go. Oh, this is party time, oh, right here. A celebration that lasts through all the years. So make your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your body with you. Come on, it's time to celebrate and have a good time. Yeah, yeah. It's time to celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together.